back to Deal Only V8 Motorsports. Here we are at Burns Brothers Performance. It's kind of an odd thing. There's no cars over here. There's nothing on the rack even.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
You're not necessarily soliciting more jobs.
No, not right now.
Yeah, trying to get caught up, have some racing time maybe this summer.
Yeah.
And look what's back, right? The old pickup truck, doing some upgrades.
It is.
So George is gonna give us a shop update. There's some stuff in the engine room to see too, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we'll follow him around, we'll do a quick update. But it is Sunday Fun Day here at Burns Brothers Performance, so cheers. All right, we are back and looking at this truck. This truck's back again.
Yeah, so the 72 K20 is back. Just a couple little things, you know, after you drive something for a little bit, after you build it, you come up with a few things that could have been better. It was actually suggested by a few of the viewers and a few on the Facebook post about crossover steering. So went ahead and did a crossover steering conversion, and I'm just about done with it. Went to it's a 2.0 drive box, and it's, I believe it's east-west off-road. Sold the kit. It replaced the knuckle on the passenger side, and it's a high steer, so it has a steering arm on the passenger side, and then the tie rods on the top. I had Brandon Kime over at Kime Race Cars build the, I guess it'd be the drag link, welded that up for me. It's pretty much done. All I have to do is bleed the air out of the system, and it's ready to go. That's why I have it up in the air so I can turn it back and forth. And then I got the electric switches for the doors, for the windows, and in the reviews they complain about the micro switches going out. So when we put them in there, I actually bought a 6-pack of the switches. Well, I've already replaced one on that side, so now one on this side is going bad. So I have to replace one of the micro switches. I'm actually just going to replace both of them while I'm in there because I bought a 6-pack. And then it's funny because this thing's pretty high off the ground for a pickup, you know, and the exhaust blows dust because the tips were just barely turned down and it blows a little dust. So switching to a straight tailpipe tip on this thing. I couldn't buy a long enough one for where the tailpipe's cut, so I'm gonna have the old ones and the new ones welded together. I'm thinking about probably taking that to Brandon as well to have him weld those together. They're stainless, so. Just like I said, just a couple of things. It does have a really small transfer case leak. I didn't do anything in the transfer case. All I did was cleaned it and painted it. One of the back cover plates, I think it's the 3-bolt, has a little seep out of it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off and take care of that while it's down here too. So
nice.
But yeah, this one's just a little bit of maintenance stuff and then some upgrade stuff. But yeah, most of it's been engine stuff. As you see, the lift's empty. The Sinpala is not here. It is, it's actually in Scott's trailer. It's getting a couple of things done to the headers, and then it'll come back here. I'll finish up a few things on it, get the fenders back on it, headlights, buckets, all that stuff, and then it'll go to Scott Davis to get wiring. We're way behind schedule on that car. I really thought we were gonna be further ahead on that. It's one of those cars that there was a lot of little things to do to it, and to do it right, it took some time. And I've been kind of laxed in the shop a little bit more lately, spending more family time. So that car's been slowly getting put together, but it'll get there. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
I can't make any promises at this point.
Back to the truck. So this pickup, since it left, has won show awards.
It's won an award at every show it's been to, except for one show that we took it to a couple weeks ago. It didn't place, which is fine, at that show 2 years in a row. But every other show it's been to, it's won an award.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a popular truck. It gets a lot of looks. A lot of people like this truck. So.
Yeah, very cool, and it's working.
Yeah.
If you know George at all, you know he likes big block Chevys. There's always big block Chevys in here. But yeah, before we go look at what's in the engine room, tell us, George, how this package here has grown, so to speak.
It has. So this is a customer's deal. It's a low budget build I'm doing. Just gonna, it actually had pretty nice pistons in it, so I'm gonna get that cleaned up. Got a roller cam for it. Got the heads off, getting rebuilt right now. This is the LS6 that's gonna eventually go in my Chevelle. The blue block is it's a customer's deal. It was a 396, and we're switching to a 454, so we're actually selling that block. And then those 2 4 bolts back there are just sitting there for future builds. I ended up actually scouring Marketplace. I found a guy who was moving and needed to get rid of a bunch of stuff. I kind of scored this little pile of parts right here. Whole package deal. I really just wanted those 2 blocks that came with the 396 that I didn't really want to keep, but I've actually got that for sale right now. So yeah, I try to keep this stuff laying around in case somebody wants to build an engine. I don't have to go hunt it down. It's easier just to have it on hand. So that's why I have these few sitting here right now.
Well, as they say, this is where the magic happens. The engine room. What do we got here? This thing looks pretty.
It is. I just got this buttoned up actually this morning. It is it's a 30 over 454 block with a 4¼ inch stroke crank, so it's a 489. All the bottom end machine work was done out at Tony Carbaugh's at Carbaugh Race Engines. He did the bottom end on it, did the balance job. It's a Eagle stroker rotating assembly. It has a Molly piston, forged crank, of course, and then Eagle rods. And then I got the top end kit, basically cam lifters, springs, locks, retainers, rocker arms, heads, all came from Straub Technologies. It's their package. You tell them about how much horsepower you want to run and all that, and they basically have a package component deal that they sell you. It's actually really reasonably priced. I was with the heads all done, surface for MLS gaskets with the cam, the lifters, and the rocker arms. I want to say it was around $4,200, $4,500 right in there, which is pretty reasonable. And then of course you have to order your own push rods because they can't sell you push rods because you don't know how long they're going to be. And then we went with the Billet Specialties valve covers and a polished Edelbrock intake. This is how it's leaving. The owner of the car is they're putting fuel injection on it, so they're gonna source all the fuel injection. Distributor all comes in that kit, and then they're gonna do a front drive accessory kit for the AC and all that stuff. So the plan is they'll come get it, or I'll drop it off, and then once it's in the car and ready to fire, I'll go over there and we'll get the thing fired up. Normally I would test run something like this on a stand, but since I don't have all the components on this one, I won't. But and
estimated horsepower on that one?
About 6 to 620 is
okay.
what it's estimated at. So
nice.
It should be it's basically it's a 66 Caprice. It's a factory 396 car. The guy wanted to build the 396. When I got the engine, it actually had a crack starter boss. It was actually broken off the block. Got to looking at it, what it was going to cost to have that repaired. It just didn't seem feasible to us to go through that and do it. So I talked him into doing a 454, and then when he told me he wanted 600 horsepower, I said, well, if we're going to do that, let's just go ahead and do a stroker kit, because I would have wanted to put a forged steel crank and all that stuff in it. So I was like, let's just buy a stroker kit for it, and it just made more sense to do it that way. So
nice.
So here we are. Yeah, it's a really nice piece. It's
more ARP.
Yeah, it's all aftermarket except for the block. The block is the only original GM piece.
And ARP bolts galore.
Yeah.
Head bolts,
yeah.
Everything.
And then this little pile of parts here, this is actually for that block out there I was talking about. It's going into a mid-80s K10 pickup, square body truck. So I've got a lot of nice parts laying around for big blocks, so we're utilizing that stuff. And then we went with a Melling cam with, it has Morel lifters. I was actually really impressed with this cam. I took it over to Tony's and we checked it on his V blocks for straightness, and it actually was very straight. It's a made in USA cam too, and for the price, I'm really, really happy with it. So, but yeah, just nothing special. Rings, bearings, gaskets, that type of thing. Chevy orange, of course, because that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Yeah, and then got
for some of you.
I do have another engine in the works. It's the short block is at the machine shop. The heads are already done. This is a buddy of mine, Dustin Hemphill. That's the blue block out there. That was a 396. We're going to a 454. It's going to get it's a Clay Smith cam, but it's the same cam that Straub Technologies designed. It's called the old school cam. It works really well with the 781 049 heads. It's the same exact cam I just put in that maroon 66 Chevelle. And that's a pretty good combination, and it'll work really well and make good power for them. So that one's going together too. It's been a lot of engines lately, which I'm totally fine with. I'm fine with not having the cars in here taking up the space. It actually allows me to be able to bring my own stuff in here. So yeah, I kind of like that. So
cool.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the BBP update in a nutshell.
BBP, BBC.
Yeah. I was asked the other day by the machine shop that actually has this short block. He called me the other day and said, hey, I've got a customer that wants to do an engine assembly. Are you up for doing it? I said, well, is it a small block or big block Chevy? He said, no. And I said, then don't call me.
Yeah.
No, it was cool, but he was just like, yeah, he doesn't have the time to do them. A lot of machine shops right now, if they're good, they're busy and they don't have a lot of time to do the assemblies.
Yeah.
So that's where I really have a good relationship with the machine shops that I use, because I don't ask them to do the assemblies on them. I just make sure they set it up for me to where it's pretty easy assembly for me, as long as everything's pretty straightforward. So we'll get everything done, and then I get it from them and I assemble it. So
yeah, and if it's a small block, make sure the crank fits.
yeah, no stroke or small blocks anymore.
No more block grinding.
Check that before the cam bearings are in next time.
Right, I got special handling on that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, George. Good update. See you next time.
Cheers.